Hello, everyone. Chris here with Leeloo. Thanks for so much for hanging out with us. It's going to be a good day today. We're going to have fun. There's several things I want to show you guys, requested by you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about a little more trading psychology. My point of view as a CEO. What mistakes do I see, and what? Hello, everyone. And what kind of feedback I can give you guys. So sorry for the echo. So yeah, let me know. We'll do a quick sound check here, and then we'll get going here. So if you just let me know if you are around, if you can hear me just fine, that will be great, and then we can get started. So, all right, let me just text everybody here on Discord. So if you're not part of our Discord group, be sure you join the Discord group. Um, all right, so All right, so I've had several people, many traders ask about. Okay, Gary says sounds is great. Okay, good. Yep, Andreas says fine, thanks. So yeah, I've had several people ask me about getting started. They just got a PA, for example, a performance account. Let's say they just qualified. They want to know how I take the approach, personally. And they also want to get some feedback about, who tends to do well, right, long term, who tends to be around in the long term. So you probably see a lot of people, a lot of YouTube channels, maybe a lot of people on social media, say certain things, and you're not sure if they're being truthful or honest or upfront about everything. I only know of about mm, personally that I've talked to, only two people I would recommend. Um, with 100% confidence that I would listen to them, and that they're being genuine and upfront. And so I know it's kind of cloudy out there, and that's not to say I'm not talking about people that win all the time, or that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that are genuine and upfront and are willing to share their experience with you. So I just missed the trade here. So, but anyway, so there's a couple of things we'll talk about, and we'll get going on that. So first, I want to thank you and welcome you. If you're visiting us, hanging out with us for the first time, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Chris. I'm the CEO here at Leeloo, and I get the privilege to hang out with you guys every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So thank you so much for willing and able to hang out with us. So as more people join, just want to do a recap, and I'll do a little recap here in a minute. Kind of what we're going to cover today, and if you have any questions, any feedback, I'd love for you to join us in the chat. You can type in your questions there, or any feedback you have to say, or any thoughts. I'd love to hear that for sure. So, what do you do to get ready once you have a PA, once you get a performance account, or even a practice account, whatever it may be? What are your steps to getting prepared? Okay. Well, the first thing I think you have to realize is if you trade it very differently, your practice account or how you prepare to trade your performance account, you are going to be at a disadvantage. Okay. So I've talked to thousands and thousands of traders, and I kind of hate I missed that trade here, but uh, I've talked to thousands and thousands of traders, um, and I've talked to them. I've seen their style of trading, based on their performance and all that. And first, let me start with this. It's a kind of a zero judgment zone. Okay, I don't when I speak to you, if we ever jump on a phone call and we talk about trading, or you share your information with me, or I look at your charts and your history and how many accounts you've had. I don't judge you in your trading and any of that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, what are the signs? What are things that I see that are things that I see from other traders that are doing the kind of the same mistakes? Surprisingly, you would notice if we were to put every trader together in a room, and if we were to say, okay, who does this? You know, if everybody was to be 100% honest, and we were to ask a question like, hey, who does this? You will see like 95% of the people raise their hand. You know, like who does this, you know, this mistake, or, you know, who does this, you know, who does this kind of stuff. And you will see people, I believe, in the room, 95% of them will raise their hand. Okay. So that tells me that about 95% of us, all right, are making those same mistakes. Now, the other question to ask is, who here in this room are making that mistake over and over again? And I would like to say that the number would drop dramatically, but that's not the case. I think, in fact, it's actually very close to being very similar to the same mistake. So, what do I get out of that? What do I understand that from my point of view, right? So, I'm a data driven person, right? I'm a science guy. I've always enjoyed data because data tells me and it draws a picture. That's what data does for me, you know? So, if you ever look at data, whatever it may be, right? Whatever you enjoy or you're into, or whatever you do for a living, when you look at data and you look at numbers and you do all that kind of stuff, it paints a picture. Okay. If you ever notice, politicians in political campaigns, they pay a lot of money to do surveys, to do data collection. I mean, that's how they're making their decisions on where to spend the money, where they're going to go campaign. It's all data driven, or at least it should be. Well, same thing with me. Uh, when I see your charts, when I see traders, when I talk, when I look at my own trading, I'm looking for that data. I'm collecting that data in my mind, and it's painting a picture. So my question to you is, um, are you repeating the same mistakes over and over again? There's nothing wrong with making a mistake. We all make mistakes. We're human, after all. So we're going to make mistakes. The question is was that mistake something that you were able to grow from? So that's one of my first questions is, you know, if you're listening and maybe you're running around, um, but if you are a trader and you've been trading just long enough, and long enough is just even a week or two, if you've been trading for several months or even years, you know what I'm talking about. So do you make those mistakes over and over again? Okay. If you do, well, that's probably the problem, you know? So the problem is not making a mistake, the problem is repeating those mistakes. Okay. So if we continue to make those mistakes over and over again, that's how we're going to run into the same solution and the same results every time. So if you have noticed that you're not growing as a trader and you're in the same spot as a trader, you are you will notice that it's because you're not growing from those mistakes. So one second here. Let me just tell someone something here. All right. So if that makes sense to you, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback there on the chat. So, what are the mistakes that you are repeating? Okay. So, going back to getting started, if you traded your practice account, your evaluation, and you did something that you're not going to do in your performance account, this is where you're going to get in a situation where now you're treating something differently, right? It's like if you took a test and now when you go practice, meaning in real life, go do something, you didn't practice the way you were going to play the game. Okay. So the whole chief purpose of a practice account, a practice account evaluation, is for you to develop, grow, understand what, you know, if your plan is working and how you can improve on that. And as you grow and you demonstrate that, then you earn a performance account. And the goal is for you to continue to doing what you were doing in the practice account, the evaluation part. It's not to change the whole thing. So that kind of almost defeats the purpose of the practice account. And if you see the practice account has a kind of like a gate keeping you from getting to where you want to be, I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Okay, I think the better way to look at it is understanding that it is an opportunity for a lower cost for you to learn and grow in your skills. Okay, so let me know if that makes sense to you. All right, so uh, what do I see people do? Well, that's the one of the biggest thing I see people do wrong, or I would say, I don't know if the word would be wrong, but not ideal. What if we use that? Something that's not ideal is that I see people trade in a way that they trade very different from their practice account um, to their practice account. Sorry, their practice account very differently how they're going to trade their performance account. So if that's something that you have noticed that you do, I will suggest, and just based on my opinion, I would suggest that you don't do that. This think for a second and say, you know what, I've been doing this way. It's not working out. It's not doing what I thought it was going to be doing. So I'm going to stop doing that. Okay. And I think you're going to notice that that's going to actually end up helping you in the long term. It may not seem like it's fun or it may not seem beneficial in the short term. And I get it, right? Because you want to get faster to those payouts and that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you that if you take your time, so sorry about that. I'm switching screens here. If you take your time to grow your account the way you're going to trade in your performance account, I think you're going to see, you potentially will see better results in the long term. Okay. So once you do get a performance account, one of the things you want to do, regardless of what platform you're going to use for trading, you want to check out Rhythmic. Okay, you want to have Rhythmic available. So if you're going to trade on another platform that is not Rhythmic, which is totally fine, be sure that you have Rhythmic available and open. Okay, this does a few things for you. All right. One of the things that it does is it sets up your account balance. You can see exactly where the account balance is. You know what your ALTV is, which is your trailing drawdown, how much room you have between that and your account balance. You can see what you're spending on your true commissions, not based on another platform that may not be correct. Um, and also you want to be sure you're trading the correct account. Okay. Um, so let's see here. We got a question here from John. Hey, John, how you doing? Um, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the question. Let's see. Yeah. So, John, that's a great question. I'm gonna hit that up in here in a minute. Let me finish this section here. But great question. I'll definitely answer that question. So, thank you for asking. And yeah, I see that all the time. And of course, I got to pause here for Bill now, the science guy. So we got Bill now, the science guy. Bill now, the science guy. Bill, science rules. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, Bill. You're the Bill Signs of trading. Is what I hear. There's the rumors on the street. So at least. So how important is having Rhythmic Trader open? Well, in my opinion, I think it's very important. It's an easy way to understand where your account balance is, where your LTV is, how much you spend on commissions, and also to confirm that all your positions are closed. For example, I have my PNL here, where you can see it's a zero. I have a net position here, so that tells me if I have anything open and any working position. I want to be sure that this is all zero out. I didn't accidentally forget something, or because we're dealing with systems, um, we want to be sure that everything is, there wasn't like a hiccup anywhere else, and some was open and left there. So, all right. So we got Memphis says has a question as well. So thanks for hanging out, Memphis, and I'll answer that question soon. So thank you for asking. So great. Yeah, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask, and I'll start answering them in here in a little bit. All right. So once you have your Rhythmic open, and you can trade out of Rhythmic, by the way. That's another option. So yeah, John, thanks for joining me on the singing on Bill. So and so if you don't want to trade out of Rhythmic, you can use on any other platform that connects to Rhythmic, because Rhythmic is your data provider, right? That's the one providing the data that we need. So once you have that set up, and let's say you're going to use Ninjatrader, which, by the way, if you're new here and you're listening and maybe you've never traded before, if you're thinking of trading futures, we offer you an opportunity to trade once you pay for your practice account, or what we call practice account, like an evaluation. That price has everything you need to get started. You don't have to pay anything else. Now, just like anything else, you can always add additional toppings, right? You can go and get other stuff. But we offer you pretty much two platforms: a NinjaTrader or a Rhythmic that you can trade from. But if you like something else, or maybe you're used to something else, you can definitely try those. The other ones may come with a fee, so just be aware of that, obviously. So, all right. So, for example, here I'm going to be trading. I got several other accounts, and I've told you guys I have a bunch of accounts that I do for testing, and that I keep up. And this one. So I just activated this one yesterday, and this is not an account I qualify with. I just be, turn it into a PA. I have that kind of power. So I'm not in any way trying to or plan to get any payouts from this. This is just for educational purposes only, and I'm just trying to show this as an example, okay? But let's say that I just started this. I want to be sure that when I trade, I have the correct account selected. You can see PA 154 here. I want to be sure that for my drop-down list, I have that selected as well. I want to be sure that I'm in the correct, let me make sure I bring this in here. So I want to be sure I have the correct account selected. You can see there, 154. And then I want to be sure that I'm also in the correct instrument. Let's say you want to trade the MNQ. In this case, I'm in the MNQ. And so I want to be sure I'm in the right spot, okay? One of the last things you want to do is you don't want to blow your account or get in a situation where you're losing because of a simple mistake like selecting a wrong account, selecting the wrong contract or instrument. If you select the the NQ instead of the MNQ and you get into a trade, maybe you only want to trade one micro and you end up trading more. So to avoid all that, you want to be sure you do like a checklist before you start trading. And it doesn't matter how long you've been trading for. It's important to do this checklist each time. Obviously, as you get more experience, you can do the checklist a lot faster. But just like anybody else, you can make a mistake. So you want to be sure that you're not trading on sim by accident, and you go and you have a great day and you walk away and you realize you're in sim. Has that happened to me? Yes, it has. So I tell you, you don't want to do that. And so you want to be sure you're trading the correct account with the correct contracts and the correct instrument. Okay. So, and once you have that set up, it's going to help you. So if you look at my setup here, you can see that I have my correct account. Everything matches. Let's say I want to trade, let's say one micro, and I'm on the MNQ, which I've already confirmed that. So, all right. Now, once you have all that going, all right, one of the things you want to do is I'm going to enter a trade here just for the sake of getting into a trade. And you can see that I'm waiting to get into this trade. It's picked up. I have a working order. It's not picked up yet. So I have 0 net positions open, but I have a working order. So that means it's waiting. So if I was to be done for the day, okay, there we go. I got picked up now. So now that I got picked up, you can see that I got 1 net position open, right? And I got my profit target and my stop loss. Something that I see traders that do well in the long term are traders that have what's called an ATM strategy, right? And different things may call it different, but pretty much you have a profit target and a stop loss. And people that I've seen do well in trading are people that have those things set up, right? And so I'm trying to focus today on what I've noticed and observation from traders that tend to do well. And those are the things that I've seen do well. So let me read a couple questions here. And by the way, I want to welcome Daniel. What's up, Daniel? Model 3. What's good to see you. Hope you're doing up there well up in the Smokey, you're probably getting a lot of smoke from Canada. Hopefully you're staying nice and healthy. Thanks for hanging out. And yes, Bill, great to hear that you guys love Chris and Leeloo. That's great. Real exciting for sure. So, all right. By the way, let's see. We got one, two. All right. Let's see. Here's a question from John. So, hey Chris, any tips to deal with till one of my friends today took a trade, then it went the opposite of him, and then he tried to make it all back and blew up the account, right? So, classic. I wish that I could say that's rare. I see that every single day. So one of the things is what I would do and what I've done and what I do is I try. Now, am I perfect? No. Do I make mistakes? 100%. Is I try to have a system, right? Whether is a system that helps me realize if something is wrong, I need to kind of stop. So, for example, let's say that I'm having a bad day with connection, right? Let's say there's a storm outside and it's raining and it's lightning and it's windy and my internet keeps dropping. I'm gonna think about, am I going to trade that day? And the answer is going to be no. So I'm not even going to get myself in a situation where there is going to be a higher chance of me losing the internet connection. Okay, well, let's say I'm in a trade. Let's say that I've been great and I'm in a trade, but bad weather comes up, or I started noticing that the internet's acting up, right? Or maybe it's Rhythmic. Maybe Rhythmic is acting up. Whatever it may be, I notice something and I catch it. But I'm in the middle of a trade, like right now. Like let's say I'm in a trade right now. I'm down $6. What would you do? Well, one of the things you could do is you could adjust to say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to be in a bad situation where I lose power, I lose everything. Then I may, lose so I'm down $200. I mean $2 right now. You could adjust your stop loss to say, you know what, I'm gonna set it here. That way, if something happens, I can get out quicker. Or just take out the trade and be like, you know what, I'm gonna take this loss, which I know is not fun to do, but I'm going to take this loss. I'm going to close. You can hit close. You can hit, you can move your target up here like this right here and just trying to get out like I just did. And say, you know what? It's worth taking that $2 loss or whatever it may be under my control instead of somebody else's control, meaning not your control, right? So that's one way to look at it. So let's say that's not an accident. Let's say that I'm trading my strategy, okay, and my strategy is to go long in this case, and let's say that I'm expecting this to go and just make waves, okay, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing out, so I start doing this right here. You guys probably seen this before, right? Like, oh, okay, I'm in a trade. Oh, okay, good, right? And then you're like, oh no, I'm down. Oh, this is not good. Okay, wait, wait. If I just average in more, hold on. Okay, now I gotta take that profit. I gotta take that profit. I gotta take that profit. I gotta take it. I gotta take the profit. Oh no, it didn't pick me up. Oh gosh. Oh no. Come on, yes, pick me up, please. Oh gosh. No, it's not good. Come on, pick me up. Oh, why can't it pick me up? Oh, I just need, yep. Oh, this is not looking good. I just need to move this down. If I move this down, that gives me a chance. Come on, get it. Oh, I'm gonna lose the account. Come on. Get it. $41. We can get it. All right. Are we doing it? Oh, so close. It's touching me. There we go. Okay. Have anybody here ever experienced that right there? Because I don't physically see traders do that, right? Like I don't hear them or I'm not watching them, but I can see it, right? Based on the numbers. So it's people that as soon as they see green, they gotta rock. They gotta take that profit as soon as humanly possible, right? Or they start freaking out. And if you notice, I moved my stop loss away, but I moved my profit target closer. So I was risking so much to make so little in return, right? So let's say we get in a trade here. And by the way, you guys probably used to somebody clicking that fast, right? All right, so we're in a trade, right? So going to answer your question, and I think what you're talking about, John, is okay. Let's say like, okay, I'm well, of course now we're in profit, but If we weren't trying, if we were actually trying, we would be down probably, right? So let's say, okay, things are not going my way. This is a good time for you to stop and think for a second. Okay, what's going on? Is the problem me? Meaning I'm not reading this the way I should read it. I'm reading something incorrect. Maybe I thought it was going to be a bull day or a bearish day, and it's not going the way I thought. If that's the case, you need to stop and back up a little bit. Okay. And so, you know what? It may be me. It may be Chris that I'm not reading the charts correctly. Today is not my day. I'm going to step away. Or maybe it's the market. Maybe the market is not acting in the way that you typically expected it to act. You know, you have a strategy, and that strategy went to let's say my strategy usually calls for this, but today the market is just going deeper, and it's not respecting your zones and not respecting your lines. And so maybe the problem is you. I mean, sorry, the market. And if it's the market, fine. Then you need to stop it because you can't control the market, right? So once you notice there's something is off, okay, something is not lined up correctly, whether it's you, the market, your internet, your hotspot, you know, whatever it may be, step away, okay? So let's say you took a big loss. Now, of course, we're in profit here, but let's say we were down, you know, and we lost, you know, whatever X dollar amount. If you continue to trade with those bad conditions and now your mindset is affected. This happened to me earlier today. I took a trade on Sim by accident, made great profits. I was upset. I switched over to my correct account. I traded, but then I was frustrated about something else. I should have just said, you know what? I should not trade right now. So now it was under control, but still my mindset was where I was putting myself in a risk that I could have over traded. Okay. So my goal is to not put myself in situations that I'm going to put myself to fail. How can I put myself in the best situation to win? Right? It's like if you're on a diet, right? Or you're trying to live a healthier lifestyle and you go with some friends to an all you can eat buffet that's a bunch of unhealthy food, you know, and you're telling yourself, well, I'm not going to eat, but they're all eating in front of you and it looks really good. Why would you do that, right? You're better off saying, you know, guys, I'm going to meet you guys later. Let me know when you guys are done. I'm going to go and do this or something, you know? So you can still hang out with your friends, but you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're almost putting yourself to fail, okay? So, all right. Let me know, John, if that kind of helps or answers the question. And really, it's just the ability to walk away, the ability to say, you know what? It's not my day, whether it's the market, whether it's me, whether whatever it may be. You know, oh, the weather looks bad. It's not my day. I'm not going to go risk the hard earned practice account I've grown or my performance account because I want to just go trade. Sometimes the best trades you take are those that you don't take. You know, you hear that from quarterbacks that play in the NFL and college. You know, the best throws they throw is the ones that don't throw. You know, sometimes it's okay to take a sack. You know, you take a loss for a couple yards, but you know what? You didn't throw the ball and the other team got it. So I hope that helps, John. Let me know if that helps. And I think you did respond. So let me see what you said, John. Yeah, me. Let's see. John says, "How did Chris know my friend's power went out shortly after, and he started trading on a hotspot?" Yeah, yeah, great. John, great scenario right there, right? So classic, right? He was upset. He was revenge trading, and then suddenly, you know, he felt like he needed to continue to do what he was going to do. So, and then John says, "Yeah, me when I have a big loss, when it goes my way, my heart is beating." Yeah. So, you know, if you're that angry or excited, there's something probably not right, right? You shouldn't when you come to trade, in my opinion, there shouldn't be any surprises to you, right? When you take a trade, you should know how much you're going to risk for that trade, and how much you're going to, how you're going to perform. Okay. So, okay. Let me go back to the top and answer the other question. So Memphis Lenses said weekly accounts would be better if you lowered the minimum withdrawals to 500. 1,000 minimum is a big chunk out of your account. Well, if your account is $80,000, it's not a big chunk. It's a joke, but seriously, so look, I know not everyone's going to be happy with no matter what we do. Okay. So there's always going to be people that are happy with whatever we do. There's people who will be unhappy regardless of what we do. So all I have to say is, look, if that's not your right account or we're not the right company for you, then I'm sure there's many other options out there. But the way we have it set up, it's a great setup for our traditional accounts, or a great setup for long-term traders that are focused on long-term growth. Our weeklies is something we did again because people said, hey, we wanted more frequent payouts. So we did, and now people always want more and more. And at the end of the day, we're like, well, look, here's what we have. Thanks for the feedback, Memphis. But honestly, if you're focused on growing your account, I assure you the focus of payouts should not be the focus. Every trader that we have that has done well in the long term, they tell me over and over again. I don't ask them. They tell me over and over again that when they stop focusing on payouts, it's when they started doing better, right? When you start focusing on your strategy and what you're supposed to do, it's when things start going north. And at that point, your account, when you meet the requirements to get payouts, if you feel like, hey, if I take out 1,000, that's too much, don't take out 1,000. Continue to grow the account. So, and if you were like, well, I want the 1,000, well, then take it. So yeah, this different point of views. I guess nothing. Like I said, we're never going to be perfect. So if you're looking for a perfect company, we're never going to be that company, right? And I don't think anybody else will be either. So, but thanks for that feedback. Let's see, Daniel. Yep, we said hello. What's going on, Daniel? Hopefully you're still hanging out. Okay, Italian. What's going on, man? Good to see you. And it says, as soon as I feel angry, I know I'm done trading for the day. Emotions ruin your game. Great point. And that's not just in trading. That's in anything. If you ever notice any professional athlete, and you especially see it in golf. If you notice that if a golf player loses his temper, or any professional athlete, or any athlete at any level, that athlete has already lost the battle, the mental battle. And it's not that he doesn't have the skill to perform at his job, but now his mental battle has been destroyed. How much did I make? 110? That's funny. Okay. So yeah, definitely great feedback on that, guys. Good. Thank you, ItalianMelty. Appreciate that feedback. Let's see. Hey, Chris, do you know if the orders placed in Ninjatrader are stored in the Rhythmic server or on your local PC? Good question. I don't think it's on your local. I don't know. I'm not going to even try to answer that. So good question. If you're asking, so for example, let me see. I think what you're trying to ask is if I place this trade right here. Okay. Let's say I place it along here. Okay. So 3 longs. And I was to get disconnected from Ninjatrader. What would happen? Will my ATM strategy still be in place? Okay. I think that's where you're asking. So let me see here. If I can disconnect here. Let me see before we disconnect. Let me get sure we got working orders, net position 3. Okay, so we got 3 and we got an ATM strategy. So if I was to disconnect this here, okay, what would that look like? I'm trying to think here. Okay, here's what I think happens. Okay, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while, but I think what happens is your ATM strategies are still there, but once gets taken out, So right now I'm not connected. I'm offline. So if this hits that, you're gonna get out of the trade, but your other strategy is still gonna be there. I think that's how that is. So I think the orders are placed in Rhythmic, but but yeah, so not in not in Ninjatrader. So um, so if this was to take me out, let's see if we can get out of here. So you guys think it's gonna go long or short? Let's see. Let's see if we can go this here. Let's see if we can go like right there. And let me go disconnect. Let me see if that works. All right. So let's see if price goes up here in a minute. So good question. We'll come back to that and see if that kind of makes sense. John says, hey, Chris, since you made $110 today, can you do 110% off the weekly's accounts? That's funny, John. Funny. Yeah, so let's see who's here. So we got 15 people watching, 11 likes. So let's see if we can get the 15 likes. Let's see who's here. So if you're here, will you just say hello real quick? Let's hear from you. If you're here, will you say hello? Yeah, okay, Nick. Um, correct. Your stop loss is not an ATM anymore. It's just a sell stop hanging around. Yes, that's what I thought. Thank you, Nick, for sharing that. And so yeah, so that makes it a. Oh, let me see. Get sure did I do this right? Let's see. There we go. Okay, let me try that here. There we go. All right. Yeah, so guys, if you didn't know, that's Nick, our good friend Nick. So Nick, thank you so much for sharing that. So Nick says your stop loss is not an ATM anymore. It becomes a sell stop hanging around. So yes, good point. Let me go see if what's going on with the market. Let me log in again. Well, it looks like price did not take us out. Okay, well, I wish I wish I would have taken us out. That would have been good. So yeah, so that's what I thought. Thank you, Nick, for sharing on that. Okay, so we got Nag Jay. What's going on? Good to see you. It really hurts. JT, Idris, Nick, Jeff, John, and Luis Galon. How you doing, Luis? All right, so out of the people that said hello, so if you say hello, I'm gonna enter you guys into a chance to win a giveaway. So be sure if you're here, say hello. So far I got you guys here. So Nag J, you started off. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 people say hello. So cool. And we're voting up there for a giveaway. Let's see. Whoa, we got 10 votes so far. It looks like they're all yes. Okay. I wonder who will be that guy who says no, like that one person that says no. So okay. So let's see. Ooh, you think we're gonna reach that stop loss? Oh, I forgot it. This is I'm trading a PA. Man. Okay, who does this? I just want to do this so bad. I haven't done this in such a long time. But you gotta average in. How much can we go at? So we got 25 contracts. This is such a bad trading. So who will be honest here to say who does this right here? All right. Who's honest enough and willing to be vulnerable enough to say that this is what they do right here? They will average in and then take like the smallest little profit they if they get a chance. Let's see if anybody speaks up. Oh, we got third. Okay. Nick says don't teach bad habits. I'm not. I'm actually pointing them out. But thank you. Yeah, I know, right? This is I. It's funny because yeah. I wonder who here is gonna admit that they have done this or do this. All right. So Goldmine Beats, what's up? Hello. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So Tish Lee says I do. Okay. Yeah. This is this is not sustainable for the long term. I assure you. So it looks good now because it went our way, but if it didn't, we would have been in very big trouble. Yeah. So Andres says I lost my account doing that. Yes, 100%. You're going to lose your account eventually. You may not lose it the first day or the second day, but eventually you will lose it. Just because it's not sustainable. Whoa! Somebody said no to the giveaway. Oh, okay, all right. Who said no to the giveaway? So Jeff K says, yeah, I've done that before. 30 M and 30. Yeah, I was 30 on the M and Q. Yeah, so I was 30 on the M and Q. Nice random pattern. So yeah, it's totally not sustainable long term. This is what we're talking about gambling. This is just that's not trading. That's just gambling. You're hoping for the best. And yes, you ended up in profit, but that's not what we're looking for. That's not what we want. Okay. So we'll tell you what, we got 94% of the people out of 18 votes voted yes for a giveaway. So let's see who we're gonna give something away. I think I got to give some credit to Tech Lead for being upfront and honest. So Tech Lead, go ahead and how can I message you? If you can tell me your first name. Can you tell me your first name? And if you share your first name, I will go ahead and email us support@leelooTrading.com. Email support@leelooTrading.com. And put attention to Chris and say that you won. And then we're going to verify you. So Tech Lead will get you a free Leeloo Express. Okay. Perfect. Yep. All right. So, yep. Perfect. Thank you, Mohammed. So, Mohammed, if you will write us, support@leelooTrading.com, give us your information, and we'll verify you. And once we do, we'll give you that free Leeloo Express. Okay. So, and then I'm making some notes here. I think we got to give a free Leeloo Express also to Nick for helping us out answer that question. So, Nick, will you email support@leelooTrading.com as well? Okay. And then Nick, congrats also. Thank you for helping us out, Nick. So, Nick, if you would email us also. All right. And let's see, one more. And I think I'm going to have to go with, let's see, Adris. Adris, will you email support@leelooTrading.com? And we'll give you a free Leeloo Express. All right. Okay, so you three, you got it. So we got Tech Lead, we got Nick, and we got Adris. Adris M. If you're here, Adris, are you still here? Please confirm you're still here. If you are, you got the free express. If you left, man, it's too late. Let's see. JT, oh man, come on, don't say that. I just picked like 3 random people that said something they're vulnerable, and Nick did help us out. Tech Lead helped us by sharing his being vulnerable, and Adris for also being open. So thank you for that. Okay, Adris. Oh, good. Okay, so email support@leelooTrading.com. You three will get a free Leeloo Express. John. Oh man. Well, listen, if that was the case, guys, I also don't pick myself, so I guess I hate myself too. So, I guess we're in that same company. All right. Yeah, and great. Thank you guys for sharing that. So, all right. So we talked about kind of how to get started, kind of having that mindset, how to get going. I hope this very few minutes we spent together was helpful. Yes, you were Nag. You were the first to say hello, but I didn't. I wasn't counting the first person to say hello. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are funny. I like your humor. Everybody's having a good time. So and you guys do like to give me a hard time, so I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking for that email from you three. I'm gonna finish this right here. Let's see here. All right, perfect. All right. So 90% of you guys said yeah. So by the way, have you taken advantage of the current discount that we have, the current sale that we have? Right now we got 80% off. Okay. The Leeloo bundle, 25K. You get 7 accounts within one bundle. Okay. That's a phenomenal deal. You can buy up to 10 using the code you see there on the screen. And many of you guys have requested the weeklies to go on sale. So here they are, lifetime discount. So you get the first month of 70% off, and then after that is 50% off lifetime for the weekly accounts until you qualify or you cancel. All right, this is for the 25K. There's the code there. You can buy up to 3. You're only allowed to have 3 weeklies at any one time performance account. So you take advantage of this until Friday, July 21st. That's tomorrow, end of day. So be sure you take advantage of that if that's what you are looking for. So I think it's a phenomenal deal. It's a great chance if you're looking for weekly payouts and where you can get payouts almost pretty much every Tuesday once you get that first payout after the first 10 trading days, and you got the profit targets, the profits to do it. We got traders that are getting payouts every Tuesday. If that's your thing, great. If you're more focused on just growing the account long term, you're not so much care about that, then the 80% off the bundles is a great deal. It gives you 7 chances to qualify. So just giving you, a lot of opportunity and a lot of value for the dollar. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm starting to lose my voice again, so I better kick out of here. So, if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask. If not, I can't wait to connect with you guys until next Thursday. And if you guys remember when I got my dog Nimbus, which you guys helped name, is turning 1 year old on Tuesday, July 25th. He will be 1 year old. So I'll be celebrating that on Tuesday. So I hope you will celebrate with me. 1 year old Nimbus. He's my silver Labrador retriever. He's been a great dog and just really happy with him. And I love the name that you guys picked out. So great job on that. I think the staff picked it out actually. So good job on the staff. So, all right, guys, if there's no more questions until next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, go ahead and invite a friend. By the way, did you know that you can make some money on the side? You can become an affiliate with Leeloo, invite your friends that are not members with Leeloo. You can request your own code as well. And anytime somebody uses your code and they buy an eligible item, you'll get a percentage of that. So, easy way to make money. And so I encourage you guys that if that's something you're interested in, to definitely check it out. So, definitely Nimbus sell. Yeah, John, I'll see what we can do. I have to ask Nimbus what he wants to do for that. Jeff says for weekly 70% off for the first month only. Yeah, so 70% off the first month only, and after that is 50% off. So be sure so if you buy it, you want to contact us before your next billing so we can give you that code for 50% off after that. Jeff, let me know if you got any other questions. You can also email support at leelootrading.com. Gary says, thanks, Chris. Is your template available anywhere? I'm going to guess you mean my trading template, and the answer is no. All those indicators there are custom made just by me and my mentor, or something that we use. So John says, Nimbus told me he wants 80% off the weeklies. Nimbus is more like a long-term kind of focus guy. So I'm surprised he said that. So I'll talk to Nimbus and see what's up. Thank you, John, for sharing that. I appreciate everyone's sense of humor here and the good spirits that everybody has. So I appreciate that so much. Jeff, yeah, let us know if you have any other questions. Anybody have any other questions? I do want to thank Nick for coming and hanging out with us today. He is traveling the world and enjoying life, so we're so happy for you, Nick. The rest of us are down here holding the fort down. But we're glad you're out and about. So, Nimbus is a zoomer. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna get out of here. Happy birthday to Nimbus. Yeah, July 25th, Nimbus turns 1 year old. Pretty excited about it. He's gotten pretty big, so yeah. So Nick, yeah, be sure you check out that weekly. Might be your thing. Have a great rest of your night, Chris. Says John. Yeah, thank you guys. Hope you guys have a good night. If it's morning or early in the day for you guys, happy day, happy Friday, or happy late Thursday for many of you in the U.S. or around the world.